way, because we just had the whole thing on uh, discussion that, yes, now how can we work out? Because always remember, stress is something where you can't take anything beyond your mental capacity. Your mind has its own way of working. It is capable to do certain things in certain ways. Why? Because it is connected with the hormones. Every person has its own way of working. It's basically a hormonal ups and downs. Now, let's take first of all a simple word. People say, "Oh, I'm stressed, I'm depressed." Now, this is totally a two different part of the things. Stress, where your mind has got certain capacity and you are trying to go beyond that. You are trying to go ahead to that. That is, your mind can't take it. Your brain can't take it. And that is stress. Like, for example, I will tell you very, very simple. In a routine life, while I was telling you about every time, what is you go for a work, you people, the children, they are with the studies, when there is exams, these are the usual time that the person get a little bit excessive with the work. You know, people have got, every person has a different criteria of their power and they work accordingly. Now, on this, what happens with these people? They work to certain, some people they can work, they don't get tired. Their brain, they always, they are full-fledged working in all the senses. But some people, they are not to that stage. Some people, they can get the noise, they can bear the noise. Some people, they can bear the chick, 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 chick to certain extent. Everybody can't take that. It is a different people, they take different things in a different way. And that is totally based on the hormonal fluctuation and the power of immunity. Some people are very, very strong immunally. Immunity is very strong. Their mental strength is very strong. Maybe it is a genetic as well. Maybe it is in your within your body when you are born, the power which has been created, or maybe whatever. There are a lot of things. Now the science has gone so far that the research has gone far ahead in this. So we people are used to it. Like when we are in a work, we are very busy. But at certain time of the work, we are given an excessive work to finish. Sometime you say, okay, fine, I'll try my best if I can. You try to do this. And what happens? Once you've taken all the hard and fast pain in your body and you have done the job. But then after some time, it doesn't work that way. It becomes very difficult for you guys. So, second time, when you're given, okay, by hook or crook, you've taken all those pain, all the your exertion of the body. Exertion of the body means it's an exertion not only to the body, it's to the brain, it's your physique, it's your eating, everything. And then what happens? You've taken that and you have gone ahead with that part. So that is one part of the things that you are doing it. Now, once when you are doing all this, so that is an exertion to your mind as well, brain as well. Because what you are doing, as I said right from the beginning, your mind is the biggest building up for everything. And it is the ruler of your body. So sometime that is brain can't take it. And then you feel it, oh God, Now what to do? You can't take that in your brain because your brain capacity is not to the stage to take that exertion. So you feel breathlessness, you feel sometime sitting down, you talk fast, or you are so fast working that you can't take it, and that is your stress. That we call a stress. There was a scientist, this is actually nobody knew about it. Stress can be expressed in the form of anxiety, in the form of aggravation, in the form of happiness. And it is a part of a stress. You see some Miss World front of you, and you get, wow, that is a stress. Your brain can't take it, but yeah, they are taking it, they're absorbing it. That's a part. It's aggression. You go to the football club and you play, you see your team is winning. That's a part of aggression, and you shout and you do whatever. That's a fight. That's one part of aggression. This is a stress as well. But that stress is different. At that time also, your heart starts pumping very fast. You start perspirating yourself. And all these things are happening that time as well. So it is not that the stress is different. Stress is one, but that is temporary, came and gone. Somebody keep on nagging your head, like as I said with the workload. Now that particular time, this stress where you have got it, this is, say, like, I give you a very simple example. Now I was just talking with one of the guy, and he said, this month is highly stressful for me. I said, yes, I know. This is the time for the bankers is always, especially a year ending time, and they are always stressed, especially a financial year once when it is ending. They are in a rush, they are in a way to complete the target that they have to, and they have to submit it to the taxation department. And that's where you are always stressed. But the stress means this is the extra work that they have to do, they have to finish, they have to give the report, and they have to file everything by 31st March. So that's a target, time given, and you have to complete whatsoever is the situation. And that is why you are working more than to your capacity. And that is, your brain can't take it. Your brain is not used to it, but they have to grab it. And then you on the other side of the hormone says, take it, cool down, baby, cool down. This is a month which is there for you. After 31st, you're a free bird. And that's where your brain is always with you. So this is a stress which is there. And that some thereafter, some after few years, they get used to it. Oh, come on. Now the March has come again. This is going to be the situation. So I have to take the stress. So tell my brain, this is this. You are getting yourself prepared for that diversified situation. So that is, so you don't get any problem. But sometime, yes, if this is there, you do get the problem. And you get excited. Like as I said, Miss Word, you see, sometime you're going ahead in in a good concert, and something shocking happens, like some police said, oh, there is something is there, it's a very budget things, and you just have to be very careful. Oh, then it's a shocking, but that is also one part of a stress you are taking. Something happened, you have seen the accidental falling down, or some person is with a little bit timid because of the warm or a hot atmosphere, and the ambulance is there, and you are driving and you've seen the things and you drove back, you drove ahead. But then that particular scene that you've seen is little bit scary for you. So we say, sometime you see some dream in the night and you just get up from the bed and you say, oh, it's a nightmare for me. It was a very scary dream for me. Why? This where, and you are totally perspiring, you are shocked for a fraction of a second, you sit down and all that. So that is also part of a stress. So these are the stress where what happens, your hormones in the brain and body, they are connected and they do a fluctuation. This is called as a external diversified or unexpected situation or an unbearable situation. It is diversified situation, unbearable situation where your body can't take it. Your body can't, it's not capable to accept it. Or sometimes what happens, some people, because of this, the brain is not prepared, or you're trying your brain to prepare, because the brain has not that capacity to take it. What it happens, you go home, oh, I was so tired, I can't take any longer. They go to sleep, or they fall sleep, they fall sick, ill. Sometime it's like they get like a uh, cough, they get a cold, they get the feverish feeling, they get the laziness, or they get the body ache, they get the mental, like a lethargic condition that I don't feel like doing my job. This is the thing which happens. And the situation of like this kind of a situation, I would rather say, these things are very common. So this is a temporary stage of the stress. But this stress is we call a acute or a general, came and gone, came and gone. And you, if you know that, you prepare yourself mentally and physically. Like if it's you are having a problem with your tires while you are driving, and instead of putting yourself into shocking condition, or you feel thirsty a lot, instead of, and there is a very hot weather, or it has been proclaimed it's a hot weather this today, and then you take a bottle of a water, so you are mentally prepared that I have to be ready with the bottle of a water while I'm driving, because I get thirsty fast, I loses water very fast, I sweat a lot. So that's your pre-preparation to avoid the stress, to avoid this arousal. Arousal means hyper condition or hypo condition. Hyper means upper grade. Hypo means lower. To avoid that, you are getting pre-prepared. And that is the stress which is came and gone. Now, let's come back with why it is happening. Remember, in our body, we got our hormones. They are the biggest playmaker in our body. Hormones called as pituitary and adrenal. They are the two glands of the hormones. They are interconnected and they make the system to work and the nervous system to work. Now, these are the things where the pituitary nerves, pituitary gland, rather, sorry about it, pituitary glands and adrenal glands, they have their hormones, they rotate around and they do up and ground always according to the external diversified situation. They grab the situation. Suppose today you have seen extreme cold. The hormone they realize, the body they realize. Suppose, I'm giving you an example now how it works. Very simple. Suppose today, very simple thing. Today your boss, you went to I'm giving you example which will clarify the stress. What is it, first of all, and how you feel it, and avoidance. Today, suppose your boss has come to you. They gave you a pile of files full of work, and they said, I expect you to finish it by week, these files and the job which has been given to you because you can finish it. Will it be okay with you? Accepted this? It's your brain. You have to tell your brain. You think about it. Are you capable to accept it? Or you want to accept it or not? And you go with the pros and cons with it. If I don't accept this situation, I might be given a memo, might be given a warning, might be given a sack, or might be given some negative efficiency or in my work, that I'm not efficient enough to do my job. So I will have some negatives. Now what to do? So it is up to you. So you think all those and then you come up with your brain decision. So you make your brain prepare that no, I have to do it. So you are preparing your brain that yes, you have to do this. And that is where your brain is prepared. That yes, you have to take the file, you have to accept the file, and you have to finish it. You've done it. You have to go through. Your body has gone through a little exertion, but because your brain was prepared, your body had an energy, body had a power to fight and fight this situation you have gone through. Now that is called as immunity. And what is this? What is this filing and doing the job to complete the filing systems? That is the external diversified situation. Now, what happens with that? In this, while you're doing this job, while you're working like this, what happens? Next job. Secondly happens, once when someone has come, again the boss has come back to you. Please do this job for me in 24 hours. You're again in the stress. So again the thing came up. Now here, it's an accidental. It's not, your brain is not prepared, your body is not prepared, and you're working. First time you fought with your immunity power. First time you fought with this diversified situation, like the file is there, your body is here. Your body is working hard to complete the job, and then you're doing it. So you're working that way. But here now the situations are different. Now this is an accidental. Your body is not ready. Now it has become like a regular phenomenon that yes, you're getting the job and you're doing it. You're getting a job and you're doing it. As I said, now this is one. You got it. Now it's your brain will have to accept it. Shall I do it or not? Shall I do it or not? That's the one part. And once or twice you've accepted, you feel it. You feel exhausted. You feel tired. Like as I said to you, your body, like file of a job, take it in a banking. Today it's a year-ending time and you have to do it, and then you're doing a pile of a jobs and all that. Your brain is there, but then it's exerting. It's working hard to do this it's working hard to complete this job. So what to do? Now here you are in a dilemma. Shall I do it or not? Now you are asking a question. Your body is asking a question to your brain. Shall I make this person to work or not? And who does that? Hormone does this. Hormones are giving you that this is a huge thing. Now the body is working hard. So what will happen now? Your body will ask something that yes, I will complete this job, but your body will ask some food or some food, nutrition or some sort of a thing that you are trying to fulfill this, so you get energy and you can do this job. The basic thing always, who gives the energy? Sugar. Excessive sugar is no good, but the sugar within the limit starts burning. The excess food will start burning. And then with that, your sugar cycle will accelerate. Your brain will start supplying sugar, oxygen faster and faster and faster. And then your body will keep on getting the energy. So your hormones have given that this particular intimation to your body that yes, you need, you can, but you need the nutrition. You need this, you need this. So at that time you start eating. So what you do? And you need something for a focusing. So what you start taking? Take a nice cup of tea. That's intoxication. Maybe a cigarette, a puff of a cigarette, maybe a little bit of a coffee, a cup of coffee, and then a little bit of a piece of a cake or a biscuits like a Bourbons and all that. Take a little. Oh, now I'm okay. I can focus. I can work. You move forward and you try to finish this target like that. And then the time comes, if it becomes a regular practice, then you come to the stage that now you are eating sugar, you're eating Bourbons, you're having cup of coffee, you're having cup of this, but then it doesn't work for you because this particular time your body, your hormone has given the intimation to your body that no, enough, now don't do that. The hormones are the biggest playmaker, that there is a fight coming, but think, your body can't take, your body has done enough. Now if you do more, you are in trouble, you are in very big trouble. And that's the stage you cross the limit of arousal. This is called as a arousal. Arousal means hyper. Hyper means your feelings are getting, your brain is getting, it's getting that catchy that can't take, can't do. Your brain says no. Brain says no to body. Hormone says to the brain, say body, don't do it. Say body, don't do it. This is how the whole cycle works. So the hormone says to the brain, because it's a pituitary is in the brain, adrenal is in the tummy above the kidney. They both are combining together and saying no, no to the brain, don't do it. So brain says no to the body, that don't do it. So your nervous system, it becomes working faster and faster, that don't do it, don't do it, you will fall in trouble. And that's where your body comes up to the stage that your body works faster. Your heart palpitates faster because you are doing it over. And that becomes the hyper stage of the body. And this we call a stress. Hyper stress. Now, that is once. As I said, with the banking, IT, income tax, and accountings, and this year ending time, every time that's a hyper situation comes. But because they are in that work, they know that this is the time which is a hyper time for us. But now, after that, what is the last situation? If this is the situation happening again, next, this is called as stressful. Your body has come up. After that, another thing comes, that is, you are given a consistent nagging. You have done with the workload, you have done that. You're met, your body has come up with this. This is a one stress that, as I explained, the file has come, your body has accepted. You are to the stage that the tea and coffee is not working with the sugary, nice Bourbon biscuits or a cake, sugar, a little bit. People who are diabetic, for them, it's a trouble, but still, they can have that sugary and sugarless powder, and they can have that to get the energy. But in this country, in this particular situation, after that, when you have to sit down and relax after having a glass of water, completing job, you don't get relaxed. When you come back again home, or when you are sitting down quietly, some another nag comes. Hey, you are like this, and you are like this, and you are that. Some external diversification comes. Or it's a very cold weather, or it's a very rainy weather, or you are stuck with the traffic. That's the external diversified situation. Or some of your children, or the family members, or your girlfriend, or your boyfriend, or your any of these external things, they keep on nagging to your head, which you can't take it. Or someone is screaming loudly, the children is crying loudly, that is another nag. Or you got a tummy ache sometime, or you feel these are the suddenly it again, just you have not yet completed in your relaxing to give some space to your brain, the external thing comes up again. Then another thing comes with the rain, then another thing comes. So your brain is constantly on fighting mood with the external situation. And what happens at that time? Your stress condition, arousal. Stress means arousal. Hyper condition, arousal means your your activity, your body activity starts rising. That is called as the sympathetic activity. Sympathetic means arousal. Your body has got the nerves, which has got a sympathetic nerves and parasympathetic nerves. Sympathetic activity, which is the body arousal activity, becomes very, very, very high. And then the situation becomes that the brain can't take this arousal. Then brain says no. Now, so brain has got the power to work and attack on that and calm down and cool down the whole situation, which is called as a parasympathetic. Para means against. Against that arousal, they attack. And who does this? Neurotransmission activity. Now, this is a very big science behind it, which you don't have to know. They act, they put them down, they calm them down. But if one on the other, one on the other, one on the other, these diversification, these discomforts, these like external problems, they keep on attacking to you, then it becomes the acute stage, because your body has a limit that your sympathetic and parasympathetic activity, they don't work. Like sympathetic is an active stage, parasympathetic is attacking and putting it down. But what happens? Your sympathetic activity has worked up, your parasympathetic activity is working over here. By the time it cools down, again it comes up. By the time it cools down, again it comes up. By the time it cools down, so it is like a confusing stage with the both the activities, that what to do. And that is the stage which is called as the acute stage of the stress. And person comes up with the acute stage. And your hormone also can't decide which external force I should accept, I should transfer, I should send the command, or the I should send my instructions to the brain. What shall I do? So hormones are also confused, whether it is pituitary, whether it is adrenal, whatever may be the hormonals are there, they are both are confused. So it's a confusive stage. And that is coming up like so aggravatedly. It comes up in so vigorous way that it is acute. But now, this acute means too much, too many things, too many times, too many ways, and it's highly uncontrollable. Once it has happened, control. Twice it has happened, controlled. Multiple things happened, controlled and gone away. That's a one. But if it keeps on happening, again, your confusive stages with the hormones, confusive stages with the brain, Confusive stage is with the body, and the body play up. And then you are acute stressed patient. But doesn't matter. Acute stage is okay. There are ways out. There are therapies that we can come up. Now these hypo stage of the acute, if it becomes like a depression, I'll come up with a depression after acute stage of the stress completion. Now when it happens, this is a hyper arousal. And then, this acute stage is such where it is after, maybe you are there, when the time goes away, it disperses off, you start slowly come back to the normalization. And people, we have got the counseling, we have got, you don't need any tablets, you don't need anything when you are in an acute stress position. You don't need any. And people, they say, oh, you take vitamins, you take antidepressant, you take that. No, not at all. You don't need anything. Just focus, sit down, stay calm, give how much rest you can give to your brain, and slow down with your activity. Slow down with your activity, your mental calmness, coolness. There are so many ways that you can cool down. There are so many counseling ways, there are so many rehabilitation techniques that you can have, and you can calm yourself, and you can carry on doing it, your job. So that's the way you can calm yourself from the stressful position, from the arousal, from the hyper situation. Now, what about the hypo? Hypo is a depressive. Hypo is a depressive, which is a down. In hypo, you keep on eating sometime, you keep on having something and sit down and all that. But in hypo situation, you are seeing a nightmare. You are so scared. And then you sit up, start crying, and calm down yourself. You've seen some accident, or you have gone through, somebody has beating you, hit you, somebody has bullied you once or twice, and you cannot answer them back, but you felt it so bad. That's the stress. Your body, your brain can't take that. Your brain is not in a position to take these things. Hang on, I'm not like that. I'm not a stupid. I'm not a rubbish. I'm not a dustbin. I'm not a rubbish of the bin. Why like that? I'm not an idiot. So, your brain is affected with these external diversifications. This is also a part of a diversification. And you are telling your brain that, yes, this is something which your brain will not take it. So what happens? It goes down. And your activity, sympathetic activity, is of course aroused, but in a different way. It's unacceptable. So your brain says, no, can't accept, no, can't accept, no, can't accept. So it is arousal. But it is arousal of what? Unacceptance. Not excitement, not fearfulness, not the hyper. It is hyper in a negative side. Negative side hyper condition, which is, no, I'm not a rubbish. I'm not that. Oh, and you become down. So your sympathetic activities are there, but it is not working. It is working on a negative side of this. And then the parasympathetic activity works on it faster. So it goes still down. And your brain is down in a different way. So that is an absolutely different way of working. And what happens at that time? You don't feel like eating. Why? Because you're sad, you're not accepting it. And you're sitting down quietly. You want that ease, your freeze of your life. that no, this is not my life. So make sure of all these things, that there are two ways of the things: stress and depression. Acute. Now, this kind of situation happens with you. Like, very simple. You say, you just tell off your child once, oh, we'll be crying and sitting down. Second time, you're like that. Don't say that. You shout at it and go, and child sitting down by the corner of that, or you punish the child. But it's just once, twice, thrice, and that child is taking, grabbing it inside. That the attitude of yours is not right. But sometimes you have to, but not always. But then what happens? The child is taking in their heart, and that it becomes, I'm not like that. So after a few years, the child will start developing that, or after a month, will start say, will start retaliate at you. I'm not like that. That will come up to them. That is called as a retaliation in them. And at that stage, you must understand that you must have done something wrong, that the child is retaliating to you. Now, that is a and other way around, other people, what they do, instead of that, they sit by the corner, they sit down, they cry, they realize, they remember, and they sit by the corner. So what happens, this is a situation which is a depressive, or this is called as the hypo situation. It is a stressful, but it is in the hypo condition, where your neurotransmission activity cannot move to that fast. It gets blocked somewhere. It gets, a blockage somewhere, that it can't move. And the diversification is there, the actives are there, hormones have given the instructions, but your activity is blocked. There's something, some chemical blockage is there. And then that you are, because of that, you get, sometimes you don't feel sleepy, sometimes your body is aching. But once when that situation is gone, slowly and slowly you come out in a fresh air, in the fresh atmosphere, and go out, and you're back to the normal. Some of the people, they are so, this month is very tight for me, and then they get depressed. Why like me? Why always me? And then they come up slowly once when they are out, when they get the counseling, when they get the instructions, when they are around the people, they get to know a lot, some sort of a thing, and they come out with this situation, and they try to be normal. So this is a depression. Depression in an acute stage is this. You get a body ache sometime. You get lethargic condition. Your brain becomes saturated that it can't think anything else now. The brain said, I've stopped working. I can't do anything. Sit down. So that's a lethargic condition. We say no, your brain is, I had enough. I can't. That's either it's you go one way up, hyper, or you go down. When you go down, it's a depression. I had enough, I can't work, my body's aching. That's the place you have to stop it. That is the case where your body doesn't want to work any longer. You are lethargic, you don't feel like eating, you don't feel like doing anything, you don't feel like talking with the people, you don't feel like watching the telly or some sort of an entertainment things that you are used to it or used to enjoy. And you don't feel like meeting in community. These are the things which happens. And somebody tells you, forces you, you get anger. No, I don't feel like. Or some people, they start crying, or they show in anger, or they get up and go out. They don't say anything, get up and go. So these are the things happening with you when it is a hypo situation. So any external outside discomfort and a problem which happens and it attacks to your body, these are the two things happens. And at that time, there is no medication. It's just the one thing. Please train yourself and try to fight in a way calmly. Give a space to your life, give a space to yourself, and external situation. Allow your body to be calm down, cool down, or move out in a fresh air. And start working whatever. So, this is the counseling, rehabilitation, programming. There are a lot of things which are there, yoga, your changing of a lifestyle, so many things are there, and learn the situation why you have got it, why you are like that. In acute situation you don't need to exercising, eating some good food. Oh, I miss my food this time. Okay, fine, I will start eating something like that. Let me change it over, let me do this, let me do this. you know Keep on applying multiple things to yourself, and make sure what you will enjoy after some time, definitely it will come back to you because you're used to it. You're used to all these things. You know how to work on it, but it's just you. You don't feel like because you've gone through such situation that you don't feel somebody is bullied, and then avoid that situation, avoid those people. Avoidance is another thing. When you are okay mentally, you become to the stage that you can fight. Like somebody is bullied you. Somebody is like, trying to be a superpower to you. A very simple thing. You are at a service and some boss comes to you. Oh God, again this person. Again this person has come to nag my head. And you can't fight. You don't have that nature. So what you do? You become like, you're worried because he's your boss. He may tell you off, as I said to you. So what to do? He may tell you to resign. He may give you some warnings. So at that time, you become, and he told me off. I'm the hardest working person in the office. I've done these targets, I've done these things. And this guy who is newly arrived as my manager is telling me off. So your stress, your depression is towards your efficiency of working, what your capability of the working, and the person opposite to you is trying to put you back into the dustbin. He must be playing something else behind. His brain must be playing something behind. Or he doesn't like you, or it is something where he wants to replace you somewhere. So that torture is on you. But at the same time, you also should understand, instead of depression, give a space. If these kind of a people are there, avoidance is a first. Avoid that. Oh, he has come. Let it be. He has said this. Let me do it and avoid him. Because this kind of a people are no good to me. I can't fight with them. I can't stand with them. Avoid it. If you can't stand with the foul smell and how you come up with, oh, I can't stand with, avoiding it. That way. Avoid such kind of a nagging. Avoid such kind of a thing which is pushing you down, your self-esteem, your self-balance, your happiness, your normalization, your enjoyment. They are not going to let you have that. And that's the reason, avoid it. Your friends who is bullying you, avoid that circle. Come out of it. And then slowly and slowly, behind that, if you really want to fight it, fight with that. But oh, you're a big person. Tell that person, avoid it when they come, go to the different way and sit down and do the job as they expect you to do it. And afterwards, give them back. But not now. This is not the time because your brain is going to get affected. Your body is going to get affected. And then give the time, then slowly you work. So your body is not getting affected, your brain is not affected, you are secured and you are having enough energy. That is the hypo situation of the working. And who does this? Rehabilitation. Rehabilitation part. And we do work as a doc, we do work as a practitioner, we do guide the people. I myself is guiding that come out. Wait, let them enjoy. They want you to be that. Do this. Go ahead. Once you are putting yourself down or you are saying no to it, you are not degrading yourself, but you are securing yourself. Securing in which way? You are physically, mentally, everywhere. So this is a part of the acute kind of the depressive or a hypo situation of the body. And that is a parasympathetic and sympathetic way of working. Now, I would rather ask you all the questions because next time from acute to, I am going to take you to I'll be taking you to the chronic situations and then I will go with the chronic work of the things. So, anyone has got any such sort of questions, please get back to me. I'm there for them, or you can ask me anytime, wherever, whenever you are there. And we are there to take the things ahead. So, anybody has got any questions so I can pass it on to the person and we can take the things. Right. Is there anyone has got any questions? Or I think Dr. Neha need to stop it first, then it will be easy for the people to go ahead with the things. I suppose that way. So make sure acute situations are not a constant, but it is a temporary and you can come out, whether it is a depression or whether it is a stress. Anything. These are the situations where we can work out with the counseling, with the rehabilitation, with the exercising, and giving a assurance to ourselves. We can work a lot in a sense and we can come out of this diversified situation. But you are the boss to fight that. And once when the counseling comes, once when the rehabilitation comes, we almost, we all are almost sure that you are in a position that you can fight this situation very well. But make sure of one thing, chronic is a different. This is like say 3, 4, 5 days, few times, and it happens, goes. This is one. Persistent is like again and again and again, which we will take it, and we will take a chronic also. That is a major depression and major stress. I'm going to take next time this part. At this stage, I would rather take the acute. So be careful and define yourself if any one of you are going through. In which scenario you go through this kind of acute stress, as I said, it's a social surrounding, physiological conditions. In some of the people, they do have that because they carry this low immunity power right from the genes. It's like it is being carried away. They can't face this, they can't handle this. And that is within the gene. It's a biological. Some people, they are fight master, they are strong enough, they can fight these diversified situation and they come out. That is one way. It's again, it's a genetic, or it is they carry this genetically or inherit from their forefathers. But another thing is, it's a it's a situation where the external diversification happens or a hyper situation happens. In children also, it's a social, it's a physiological surroundings, all those biological other surrounding factors are affecting, and of course the gadget system in children, especially in children, the gadget system that also put them. But you have to understand, secondly, it has been worked out is a school and the peer peers, that's like a peering supportive condition, that is a friend circle around that whatever are there, those situations are such where they are working with them. And in school the bullying situations are there, they put them into hyper or hypo situations. Some of the ways food itself is putting, nowadays the research is saying too much of a coloring material, too much of a thing, that is also putting in children this kind of a thing. And then they carry these got kind of a hyper or hypo situations. So make sure that this is a temporary, and make sure that it stays temporary in an acute and come out of the situation faster. If it enhances further, it becomes persistent and chronic. And then it is little bit difficult for a doctor as well to stop you. So allow it. Give a space to your brain. I always tell you, give a space. Your brain is like a brain is a master. The brain is everything. And give some space when you are in an acute situation. So over to Dr. Neha, and I suppose Dr. or we can leave the topic here today and we can work out here with the things. So next time, anybody has got any questions, you're welcome to ask me in privately. You have got my number, you have got the Dr. Neha's number, you have got Arogyam's number, and I'm 24/7 available with you all people. So we are there with you, and you can definitely come and do the job. I'm there for answering the situation. Anywhere I do answer, I sometimes make sure I'm a bit busy so you can work accordingly. So, shall we leave the topic today? And shall we continue next time with the chronic stress or persistent stress and depression? And we'll take the next scenario on a depression and a stress again. And how can we work out? But if you can come out immediately, if you feel your body is not accepting, please, please, please do not go for any such sort of a medications, but just give a space to your body and a brain. Thank you very much for everything. And I think I must leave the things here.
Thank you, Manisha ji. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks a lot.